I'm Rick Howard, president of Kingdom Magic Vacations. In my job, I get to travel a lot. I explore the world on land and sea, eating in unique restaurants and discovering interesting locations. I'm always looking for new places to visit, and I want you to travel with me. Welcome to Travel with Rick. Well, welcome everybody to another day of Epcot's Food and Wine Festival on Travel with Rick. Hey, John.
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. It's a privilege to be here today.
Man, it's great to have you. It's great to have you guys. And, you know, it's not just another day of Food and Wine Festival on Travel with Rick. It's the
last day.
The final day. Yeah. It's been a great month, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've loved watching them at home, seeing all the people that have come in, all the different food.
You watch the show?
I do. I'm a fan. I was a fan before I was ever on a video, Rick. You know that.
We've got a lot of great fans. I like to call them friends. I mean, I know that you guys say fans, and that's cool, but they're really friends. You know, we've met a lot of great friends this month. We've been filming all around. 29 booths, man.
It's crazy.
You know, and the festival center. And, you know, an overview with Tony when we first began. So a lot of people have seen us filming and they've stopped and said, hey, we watched the show, man, love what you guys are doing. It's been so encouraging. So we really, really appreciate you guys coming out and saying hi. I actually signed one of these books. I wasn't going to say it, but it still is like somebody would want me to sign. I had nothing to do with any of this, you know. So that was kind of cool. You know, that so many people came out and showed us some love and said they appreciate the podcast, appreciate the videos that we're putting up, and gosh, I've appreciated doing it. We have some great hosts on this show too.
Yeah, you got some of my favorite people. Well,
guys like you,
guys like me, and my buddy Disney by the Numbers, Tony Casanova.
Tony Casanova for sure.
The lovely and talented Amanda Tinney.
Always great having Amanda on here. She's definitely a fan favorite for sure, and she always helps us out. Rhino Ken.
Yeah, Rhino Ken. Sarah, is it Sarah McGovern Luca or Sarah Luca McGovern?
Or just Sarah Luca or just Sarah McGovern. I'm not
Running
sure.
at Disney.com,
Running
Sarah.
at Disney.com, Sarah. At Duchess99 on Twitter. She was awesome having her here. She did an episode with Leslie, my wife, too.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. I love seeing Leslie on TV.
Yeah, I love seeing Leslie anywhere. It's just awesome. And then, actually, the girls stole a couple of shows. Sarah and Leslie stole a whole show, and they did cheese. I was kind of thankful that they did cheese. And then also, Sarah, Leslie, and Amanda did the beer episode, which I got a little grief from Sid about.
Yeah. Sid, my wife, Sid. Sarah, another Sarah in your life, didn't get a chance to do it this year, but them's the breaks, kids.
Yeah, really wanted her to be here, and she really let me know that beer was supposed to be her and Leslie's episode. So, you know, wish you could have been here, Sid. Great seeing you always. Really wish you could have been here. Definitely next year for sure.
Yeah. And we had a new friend that we met. Ashley Reed. Ashley Reed, the chef.
She's actually a Disney chef, man. Crazy. How cool is that?
I know a Disney chef.
We had a Disney chef on Travel with Rick. That's just off the hook. She was one of the presenters this year and actually did, people paid to watch Ashley cook. That's awesome. I would have paid to watch Ashley cook. That's
She's
really,
amazing.
really cool.
She's amazing.
That was really good. And then we had our friends Kate and Chad out from Anaheim. They came out and they hosted a couple of episodes with us. They actually did Hops and Barley here.
Yep.
So it's just been great, you know, and we're here. This is one of my favorite things, man.
This is.
I know you turned me on to this.
I did. This is the Fife and Drum booth here in the American Pavilion, and this is the only time of year that you can get this. This is Red Stag is a type of Jim Beam. Jim Beam makes a Red Stag, and this is their honey tea lemonade, and then you have the Red Stag lemonade, just the regular old Red Stag. And Red Stag is actually a black cherry. The regular Red Stag is black cherry. What is Red Stag? It's not a whiskey.
It's a whiskey.
It's a bourbon. And then this is a honey tea, honey flavor.
Yeah, that's got a great flavor. I tried that one. So here is Fife and Drum. This is our it's our final stamp. It's our final stamp. And you know, we got our final stamp here for Fife and Drum. This is the only things that actually this booth is here all year. You can get turkey legs here. You get a couple food items. You get popcorn,
Mickey-shaped pretzels.
Yeah, and you can get these just during the Food and Wine month. And Andrew, if you'll zoom in on this too, this is our official final check for the Fife and Drum booth. We can now say we've hit All 29 booths.
All 29. I don't know how you did it, buddy, but I'm impressed that you did.
Well, see, I am just that dedicated to my job, man.
You are. You're amazing.
I take this thing totally serious, guys. I mean, you know, I talked to Andrew back in the summer, and I said, listen, I've got this crazy idea. You know, we do 25 days of Christmas, and I thought, you know, Andrew and I were planning back in the summer, and we thought, and it was Andrew's idea to say, actually, he got the ball rolling by saying, you know, we just can't go out there and shoot booths again. You know, we just can't go out there and do food shows. We got to do something different this year. We need something. And that got me to thinking, and then all of a sudden, one morning I got up and I thought, well, heck, let's just make October Food and Wine Month, man.
That's awesome.
You know, and let's just do, you know, it worked out that there's 29 booths. So we figured 31 days in October, 29 booths. We do an opening and a closing. Boom, we're there.
Yep.
You know. So what happened was there's 29 booths, counting fife and drum. We actually did an opening, and then we did a festival center overview, which is really not a booth. So that was our October 2nd show. So then we had to put fife and drum in the closing. So here we are. We're doing our final booth, and now we're going to get a special little stamp tomorrow. Well, maybe we could do it today on the way out of our park because we've been everywhere now, and now we need to get the stamp of conclusion.
The stamp of conclusion.
I'm sorry, the stamp of completion.
The stamp.
And so we'll get our stamp of completion, and we'll get the date completed filled in by name, right. Rick Howard, you know, and all of his friends, Rick, Amanda, cool. John.
Well, we can't forget, there was a couple episodes that I got really excited about because Andrew actually came out from behind the camera and was on a couple episodes.
We missed
can't forget
guest.
Andrew.
How did we do that? That was another guest that we missed. Was there anybody else that we missed? No,
I can't remember.
Say it so that we didn't miss anybody else. I don't think we did. We got a few notes here. We talked about hosts.
Yep.
Food we loved.
Food we loved. Let's see. I think my favorite food so far has basically been again from last year. There's two. One is the Hawaiian poke tuna. It's amazing as always. And number two would have to be, you know, the Swedish meatballs. You can't go wrong with Swedish meatballs.
You had a straw this year. Andrew got
I can
you a
neither
straw.
confirm nor deny.
Andrew got you a straw.
What about you? What did you like this year?
I made a couple notes because there were so many. I mean, you know, 68 food items. We had 65 of them. I know a lot of you guys are wanting to know what the three are. It's coming.
What's up with that?
Yeah, so I'll tell you in a sec. But we had 65 food items. All right, so my personal trainer is going to be, she's got her work cut out for her in the next couple of months.
Yeah,
to get me back in my,
fighting
my Christmas
weight. Yeah,
fighting weight.
That's right.
I've got to get out there for the 25 days of Christmas, man. I've got to be in shape for that.
Right.
But anyway, I did love the lamb chops. The lamb chops from Australia were just incredible.
Yeah.
They were really, really good. And always a fan favorite, the empanadas from Argentina.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to remember the travel with Rick tip about the empanadas. In Argentina, they have two food items, the empanadas, and then they have a beef skewer. Well, the beef skewer, they serve a chimichurri sauce with.
Right.
The empanada comes dry. But if you're with travel with Rick, we always get the chimichurri sauce. We ask for it to go in the empanada. And Andrew nodded the camera. You're sold on that now, right? You love that. Yeah, absolutely. The lettuce wraps from South Korea were awesome.
Oh yeah,
they were really cool. And then the coq au vin from France.
Oh, I forgot about the coq au vin.
Yeah,
please have a moment.
Yeah, the coq au vin.
I noticed that nothing from the Terra booth made the list, Rick.
Andrew dug Terra. You know, I mean, you guys saw it yesterday. You know, Andrew, or it was yesterday, sometime this week. It was like one of the last booths that we went to, and Andrew loved Terra. The chicken was a little interesting, but I will say that the chili was awesome. It was really, really good, but it didn't make my list. There's a lot, 68 items, man. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a
here.
lot of great things to choose
There's
from.
a lot of good stuff here. So I know you guys are wanting to know. Hang on. Let me pull my notes up again. I've got it on another note. The things we didn't have, and we'll get to
this. Is it? We're going to do the things we didn't like, or we're going to do the things we didn't have?
Well, okay, let's do the things we didn't like.
Okay, let's just go ahead and say it. Singapore.
Singapore.
Okay, look,
represent, baby.
A brilliant country. Love it. Very beautiful. But your food booth here at Food and Wine for 2 years running is the pits. I mean, Disney, I love you.
Right. Your beef rendang needs some help, man. It does.
Rendang.
Rendang. You know, and your mahi, it's, you know, I get better mahi from any place else I can find.
Right, right. And I gotta say, I wasn't a big fan of China.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a Chinese food guy. I mean, you can take one look at me and go, that's a Chinese food fan.
Right.
But I thought that China's food offerings weren't all that great.
Yeah. And I'm not through slamming on Singapore yet.
Oh, gosh.
We're having a wonderful drink here. This is awesome. I mean, you know, lemonade, Jim Beam, lemonade, iced tea, Jim Beam. But you put Jim Beam in a Singapore sling, it still ain't going to help it. You put lemonade in a Singapore sling, it still ain't going to help
Singapore
it.
Sling is horrible.
That's like the nastiest thing in the world, Singapore. I'm sorry.
I'd rather drink Drano.
Oh, wow. That's hard.
That's hard.
That's hard.
That's how much I dislike it.
Yeah, that's hard. But yeah, Singapore, you know, you need to step up for sure. Yeah, and you're right. China was mediocre. And I got to say, you know, Ken and I actually, of the 4, we had Ken on 4 episodes, and, you know, Italy was just off the hook. Australia was incredible. Argentina he did with us, and it was just great. But we also did South Africa, and we were really hoping good things for South Africa, and it didn't show the best of show, you know. I mean,
their wine was good.
Their wine was really good, you know. Their wine did real well, you know. And I enjoy Ricky. You know, Ken's just such a wine guy anyway, so it's just great having wine with him. So that was good. But yeah, there were some stellar ones. Did I mention the ceviche in Florida local? That was awesome.
Yeah, you mentioned
that was really good. That was really good. And you brought up Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
Hawaii always represents
the nation of Hawaii. It's great. Actually, no, I think the Hawaii booth here at Food and Wine Fest is probably one of the best positions. It's really amazing.
That poke tuna is awesome.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's great, and
a pork slider, come on.
You just can't beat it. Really, seriously, that right there is worth a plane ticket to Florida just to come to Food and Wine Fest just for the pork slider.
And there's still time, folks. I mean,
there is time.
You know, this is October 31st. This thing goes on to November 12th. You've still got time to get here. Just because we're saying it's over on Travel with Rick, that just means that we're done doing these shows for you guys. Now we're going to come out and enjoy the festival and listen to some good rock and roll over there. There's still good rock and roll to come. We still got Blues Traveler. We still got Dynasty Young. We still got Big Bang. Voodoo Daddy going to represent here at the
awesome.
American Gardens.
It's going to be swinging.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, going to be some good swing going on there for sure. All right, so we've teased them enough. The things that we didn't have. All right, so we didn't have, and you'll love this, because remember last year when we did hops and barley, we had the lobster claw?
Oh,
you were filming that.
Yeah,
Were you on camera or behind camera for that?
I was behind camera, and I should have been behind a shield.
So should Leslie. So here's what happened last year, if you'll remember. We went to hops and barley, and they had a lobster claw, and I went to crack the lobster claw, and I slimed my wife with lobster juice. So just for safety's sake, because we never want any mishaps here on Travel with Rick, we missed the lobster claw this time. But we did have Linda Bean's lobster roll, and we had Linda Bean's famous clam chowder. And they represented, and Andrew's Best in Show came from that booth. The pumpkin mousse, which is just incredible, and what a value! Only $1.50 for that pumpkin mousse. It's just an awesome little dish.
It's the only thing in Disney that's only $1.50.
yeah, $1.50 is usually what I have left when I leave here. You
got that much? Holy cow!
If I had that much, I'd buy a pumpkin mousse on my way out. You know?
Right.
All right, so we missed that for that reason, and we skipped the California roll in Japan. You know, they have 2 rolls there, and then they also have that little that pork thing on a bun. It was really good. And we just thought, California roll, you've already got a spicy tuna roll, and you've got a chicken roll. You can get a California roll anywhere.
Yeah, and
so we skipped on that.
They did that last year too, and I never really understand why. Well, it's so generic.
Yeah, but I guess maybe if you're like a food and wine entry person, and particularly if you're a sushi entry person, a California roll is a good place to start.
I guess that's probably the same reason why they had pork pie stickers in China. Yeah, it's a good entry level into Chinese.
It's a gateway drug for sushi.
It's a gateway drug for sushi. All comments and problems should be directed to at Rick Howard.
Well, what I mean by that is is that it's a good entry-level sushi. I mean, usually most people who get introduced for sushi, one of the first things they have is a California roll.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's all I mean by that.
Right.
Not that it's a good thing, but you know, I started on California rolls, and now I'm ordering $150 worth of sushi at California Grill. So I've got a sushi habit called a California roll. So
intervention.
It kind of is a gateway drug.
Yeah.
At least it was for me.
California Grill sushi is amazing.
Yeah, it is incredible. All right, and so the final thing that we didn't have, actually two things that we didn't have. Well, so wait a minute, I kept saying there was 3 things. I'm looking at my list. There were 4 things that we didn't have.
A bonus thing.
So sorry. So that means we ate 64 things, not 65.
Okay.
So it means also that Rick can't count, and that he flunked elementary math, evidently, or arithmetic. We did not have the grease grilled cheese with pistachios and honey. And the main reason was I was with Amanda Tenney, and it was one of the first days, and it was hot, and we were already been to several booths, and I just couldn't do grilled cheese. I don't know why. I just wasn't in the mood for grilled cheese.
Right. I've had it since then. Trust me, it's amazing. It's cheese with the pistachios and the honey. It's just off the chain amazing. You should have it when you come.
You should try it. Okay, so but for the same reason I skipped the cheese booth and let Leslie and Sarah do that episode. That was what happened there. And then the last thing that we didn't have was the spanakopita because it was not available. And so there's nothing against spanakopita and nothing against grease, but it just wasn't available that day. They were either out of it or they didn't make it. And then just as an honorable mention, at Greece also, they have 3 flavors of yogurt. Dannon Blueberry, Dannon Key Lime, and Dannon Vanilla Greek yogurt, and we just said, nah, Dannon yogurt, no thanks.
Yeah.
You know? So there you have it, folks. Those are the things that we didn't have. Everything else, you heard our thoughts on. We either liked them or we didn't.
Right.
It's pretty much simple, right?
Right, and that's the great thing about Food and Wine Fest. You know, you don't have to like everything, but the thing is, you've got 30 booths from all around the world, and you get to try and sample food and different alcohol or different wine pairings. It's a great festival because if you're a food fan, it's a great festival if you just want to try something different. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to like everything, but it's a really good thing to try a little bit of everything, just to see what it's like. You know, I'm not a big fan of the Taste of Norway or Taste of Scandinavia.
Oh, we didn't mention that one.
But I think you should have it because it's not horrible, but you know, I wouldn't choose to eat it over the meatballs, the Swedish meatballs. But you should try it just to get a taste of what it's like.
Yeah.
It's a lot like fish sauce.
Yeah, I was just looking at a couple comments that you guys left. You guys left a lot of great comments on the blog all month long as well. And when you're talking about the alcoholic drinks, we just wanted to make sure that I hit this comment for sure, because John had asked, not you, John, but one of our followers had asked, or one of our friends on the blog had asked if there are any other drinks other than alcoholic drinks. And I think we hit this in a couple of episodes just to say is that every booth, they have waters, they have Minute Maid lemonade, they have some pouch drinks for kids that are kind of like Capri Sun kind of things. So yeah, they do have other things, and of course there's always beverages all around the promenade. You can get waters, Coke products, things like that. So yeah, there are other things in alcoholic beverages that you can definitely try along the way. And by the way, we'll hit more of your comments on Friday. We've still got, this is Wednesday, you know, and Food and Wine Festival is over for us. We've hit 31 episodes, but we still got a Friday show to do for you. So there's still a little bit more to hear. We're going to give you some behind the scenes stuff and tell you a little bit more about what it took to make 31 days Food and Wine. And, you know, this thing just doesn't happen because Andrew's good looking. Well, I mean, he is good looking. Well,
I don't roll that way, but yeah, I guess some people would. My wife thinks he's attractive.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
That's good to know.
That's good to know. Andrew's making funny faces behind the camera. So yeah, so you know, there's a lot went into this show. A lot of logistical planning.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of logistical planning. Some days we just showed up and bought some food and turned the camera on. You know.
That's what happens every time I'm here.
Yeah. John goes, "Didn't you guys plan anything? You know, we planned on you being here. That was about it."
It worked out well.
Yeah, it did work out well. So, but you know, there is a lot that goes into this. Some people we want to thank. Definitely our hosts. For sure. I mean, you know, you guys, I know it's an effort for you guys to come over from Tampa and be here. I know you love being here, but still, we appreciate you guys showing out. You know, when you show up, you show out.
Word.
Yeah, so, you know, all of our hosts, particularly Kate and Chad, for coming all the way from Anaheim just for Travel with Rick. That's pretty cool.
They win the award for farthest distance.
Yeah, for sure. You know, definitely not me from Vero Beach or Amanda from St. Cloud, you know. Tony from
5 minutes over that way.
Right. Yeah, and Ken, kind of the same thing, Windermere, I think, you know. So we have people travel from near and far, and we certainly appreciate that. I definitely want to appreciate my wife, Leslie, and the generous grant that we received from Kingdom Magic Vacations to make all this possible. I broke a camera this year, bro. Yeah, so we lost the whole camera.
Wow.
Shake the camera, Andrew. So we definitely want to thank our friends Barry and Sarah for loaning us a camera in mid-trip to be able to finish our show. That was awesome of them and very, very kind to help us get through these 31 days to make that happen. And just again, I want to thank Leslie and everyone at Kingdom Magic Vacations. Even though I own the company, you know, it still takes a lot of participation on her part to allow me to be here for 31 days and allow me to, you know, miss work. I didn't even have to call in sick. I just said, hey, I'm going to Disney to film Food and Wine. And she was like, oh, have fun.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah, fun storming the castle. And so it was amazing. And, you know, again, thanks to Kingdom Magic for definitely sponsoring our show. So if you guys can show us some love over, you know, whenever you're thinking about planning your Disney vacation, definitely hit us up over there at Kingdom Magic. We'd love to help you with that and show your appreciation for that, for bringing you Travel with Rick. No, we're not about to go off the air. No, this isn't a plea for your money. But if you do want to plan your vacation through us, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, I just did a little planning on the side there with Kingdom Magic, and they're great from top to bottom. They're a great company.
Thank you for saying that.
And I don't get paid to say that. And we've advertised your company on our website, WW Park Hoppers, and we do that because we believe in you guys and we love you guys.
And we really appreciate that. We really do. And again, appreciate all you guys for showing us some love there. Well, I guess that's about it.
Well, no, we need to appreciate you, Rick. And this is completely off the cuff, this is unplanned, but the amount of time that it takes to do all these videos and to call and coordinate with all the different hosts, and when we come on these shows, you take care of everything for us. You bring us out, well, you take care of all the food, which is an incredible expense, and you show us a great time around, and usually after we get done filming, we go hang out and just have a great time. But it's a real honor and pleasure for all of the hosts who have been here. And it's a lot of fun for us to get to know you better and to know Andrew better. And I would probably guess that everybody that watches these videos every week, because I hear about it in my comments even, they enjoy the videos, and this is a complete labor of love because I know all the work that goes into this. So we really need to thank you for all this.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And then, huge error on my part not to thank that guy sitting right back there, because he comes out and puts up with me and stays in horrible conditions. I mean, I think he's staying at the Motel 6 down the street from Disney. So, you know, we're in some horrible conditions, you know, just, you know, eating, you know, terrible cake. What do you call that? What normally caters on the movie set? You know, what do you call that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so I've drawn a blank on it now. But whatever you call that
I have
service.
no idea.
Does that.
Craft service.
Craft service, yeah. So he's eating craft service food, you know, and just putting up with a whole bunch of crap, you know, and walking his dogs off to get all of these shots. And, you know, so Andrew, nod the camera, bud. They appreciate you too. I appreciate you. John does. We all do. You know, doing your very best to make us look as well as you can, or as good as make us look as good as we can, you know, and bring this show to everybody. So a big thanks to Andrew for being here all month and making all that happen too. We do want to remind you also that even though it's just us rambling about 31 days, Andrew does have some extra video for you below, or at the end of this. I don't know how we're doing it, whether it's an extra video below or just attached onto this. We've got video of the Jammin' Chefs, which is kind of think Jamators, except with a culinary twist on it.
Yeah. Chefs with rhythm.
Yeah, chefs with rhythm. I like that. So we got some rockin' chefs for you right after this video, and you know what? you know, I always ask our guests if you'll be back. You know, if we do this again next year, man, would you come back?
I'll be back for all 31 days if you'd let me, Rick.
Yeah. So I'm thinking next year, maybe 45 days of food. Who knows? I always step in it now. 31 days is enough, I can promise you that. We're already thinking about it. I mean, October's over. This is October 31.
Right.
Tomorrow is November. We've got a couple of episodes in November. And then, of course, December will roll around. Christmas time at Disney. And, of course, it'll be 25 days of Christmas on Travel with Rick. We would not let December, we would be remiss if we did not bring you 25 days of Christmas. And we certainly are looking forward to that. So, as we get ready to hook you up for that, we'll find a new camera because we got to turn this one back into Barry and Sarah, and we'll have to locate a new camera and get back out there and film some cool Disney stuff for Christmas. And with that, my friend, I'm going to say thanks. It has been a true blast. And already looking forward to next year. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up. John, the last thing we've got to do is go get our stamp of completion. And this year's Food and Wine Festival is over. Guys, we'll see you right back here on Friday. We'll see you right back here next month for Travel with Rick. We'll see you in December for more of 25 Days of Christmas. And then, of course, we'll see you at next year's Food and Wine Festival. Be here next year. Don't watch it. Watch it watch it on your TV or your computer when you get back, but come to Food and Wine Festival next year for sure. Yep. And we'll see you. We're going to get our stamp. So long, everybody. Hey guys, we're totally looking for our stamp of completion.
All right, let's get you your stamp of completion here. Let's see what we got.
So you're being filmed.
I know, I'm being filmed. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. I'm really sad now because the confetti launchers aren't working today, which would have been pretty spectacular. So, what was your favorite thing, sir?
Wow, favorite individual food item? Probably the lamb chops in Australia.
Lamb chops in Australia?
Yeah, the coq au vin in France, definitely really good though too.
We've heard some good stuff about France too. Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Torsten.
Glad you enjoyed your journey around the world.
Really
and
cool.
hi everybody. Have some fun today, okay?
Cool. All right, thanks a lot.
You got it, not a problem.
Thank you.
You too.